Hey Mark,
Hey,
how are you?
how are you?
I'm all right. The sun is trying to get out.
Yeah, finally, after days of rain. So
Yes,
I hope to get a walk in later on.
me
So
too, because it's been miserable.
I know I like to do things outside, not inside. So it's kind of nice to get out. So we're gonna do a video on some duplex properties.
Well, yeah, so and this year I've already had 3 or 4 of my investor clients call me
Yep.
about should I sell the property with tenants? I don't really want to try to get rid of the tenants.
Yep.
And can I sell them just list it and sell it with them in it?
Right.
And I often give the same advice, like it's way easier, better to sell it without them in it.
Yep.
And I told you, today, maybe we should be doing a video and maybe I should actually look at the actual numbers.
Yeah.
What are they selling for with tenants, without tenants? How many
Yep.
days are they on the market?
Yep.
So we can kind of back up or even prove to ourselves
Mhm.
what's going on.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, no, I get it. Yep. Yeah.
So I just went through a whole bunch of nonsense here,
Okay.
but I
Well,
think this is going to help us.
all right.
And I haven't even prepped you on this, have I?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So since January 1st, there's been 21 sales
Okay, where's the 21? I can see it.
up here.
Okay.
There's only 9 actives right now
Okay.
on the Toronto board. That's all that's coming up.
Okay.
Out of the 21 sales, 8 of them are under 700.
Mm. What areas?
Okay. Well, most of them were in the it's kind of a mix. Most of them in the older area, Barrie.
Like what? Give me an example of a
Well,
street.
Davidson Street,
Okay. Okay.
but then there was one on like Assiniboine in
Okay.
Holly,
Okay.
one down by the waterfront area.
Okay.
But they're kind of a mixed area. Most of them, none of them really in the north.
Okay.
But if you remember, there was a bylaw years ago that just got lifted that you couldn't even have one in the north. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I remember that. Yes, I do. Due to all
So,
the student rentals up there.
right. So 3 of them
Yep.
were 2+2 and tenanted in the low price.
So two up, two down.
2 up, 2 down with tenants in them.
Okay.
2 of them had a 3 up, 2 down and were tenanted.
Which is a preferred kind of a layout with three and two. Okay.
Yes. 2+1 tenanted, 1.
Okay.
A 3+2 semi, it was vacant.
Okay.
And a 3+1 vacant, and it was really small, like 800 square feet upstairs.
That's tiny.
1.
Okay.
So as you can see, at the very low price, most of them are tenanted.
Yep. What were the rents?
The rents were all low or lower because they were long-term tenants.
Yeah.
Like 1,400, 1,500 up, 1,200
Well,
down, those kind of things.
yeah. Okay.
But look at here, under the days on the market for under the 700 range for tenanted properties. One of them was only 8, but it was a low price too.
Okay. Okay.
76,
Okay.
81, 91, 91, and 149.
Let's talk about that. So that's the days on market with tenanted properties, double digits, some triple digits. And we know the reason, probably because the rents are low, right? Those properties.
And people don't want to take on the tenants.
Yeah, I think people would take them on if the rent was up, right? And if it was down maybe $150 or whatever a month, I'd say take the tenant if they're good. If they're down hundreds, then you're forced to have a vacant. But as you know, it's so hard to get a vacant possession property today.
Yes. So look at on the vacant, it was 15, 18, and 96.
What's the semi for? Is that
It was a semi-detached, so it was
okay?
96. It was on the market 96 days, but they started at a higher price and then lowered it, right? So it was a semi-detached, no garage,
Yep.
and they had it in the 7s and then had to keep lowering it. But it was vacant.
Yeah. And
but they
that's the thing,
started at
right?
the
We
higher
see a lot
price.
of the pricing is, this isn't a market to test the pricing or to see, to say, I love this one. Well, I'll sell it if I get my money. Well, that just isn't the market that we're in right now. So
Well, not only that,
price
okay,
it.
between the 7 and the 800, 5 sales.
Mm-hmm,
One was tenanted.
mm-hmm.
The other 2 were vacant.
Okay,
A 3+2 vacant and a 2+2 vacant
okay,
between 7 and 800.
okay.
So there's a big difference there, right? In the higher range, it's vacant. In the lower range, there's tenants.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, between 8 and 9, there were 6.
okay,
2 of them were 3+2 tenanted. 2 of them with
okay,
tenants in them,
okay.
but marked like big houses, brand new builds, high rents,
Okay, so, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
right? Like, and
Yep.
it does make sense because if you're getting 2,200 or 2,400 up and 18 down, and they're like new builds, right?
Yeah, but even,
So
let's stop about that, even though so when we looked through the last weeks, when we did some, our video on the rentals in Barrie, we seen a lot of upper and lower homes, and we were very, and they took a little bit longer to rent the 3 and 2, but
yes.
we're getting more than $2,200 for a 3-bedroom main floor,
Oh yeah, they're getting 24, 25.
easy, and that being a new build, um, whoa, right? To me, the rents are low,
Well,
but
no, well, they're and okay, so the other thing, they're not giving me exact rents. They're telling me overall. So like you have to realize on a listing until you ask for the actual the financials from a property, you're not going to get that.
right, okay,
They give you an overall, right? So I'm kind of just guessing at kind of which was which. I don't know.
okay.
There's another between 8 and 9. It was a 3+1 vacant. It wasn't, this one was small, but this one was a decent sized house. A
Okay,
3+2 vacant, 2 of them.
okay,
3+1 tenanted, brand new build.
vacant,
Nope, tenanted.
tenant, okay,
But
okay.
high rents again because it's a brand new build, so the rents are high.
Right, so let's talk on the brand new build too, just so viewers know, there's no rent control, right? So you can raise the rent, which is kind of nice. You're not capped or on the CPI, which is kind of nice. Anything from, I think it was November 15th or 18th of 2018. Any new structure, new apartment, etc., is exempt. And I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure you'd have to give the days. You just couldn't go in there in 30. You'd have to give the proper notices, in a
60
year,
days.
50 days, hey, what the rent's going up to whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is a bit more demand for those type of properties today.
Well, especially with the brand new build, because you don't got to worry about a roof, you don't got to worry about a furnace, you don't have to worry about anything for a very long time. They're
Yep.
beautiful. You saw the ones on Cundles and stuff, like they're beautiful.
Oh yeah. Was it on Cundles?
One of the okay, this one here, the 3+3 tenants was those giant ones behind me on Edge Hill.
Oh, I'd say, yeah, they're big. They're huge.
And it
Yeah.
got in mid nines. But
Yeah.
they're each unit's 1,800 square feet.
Yeah, I know they're huge.
Huge, huge. This one was on Cundles.
I see. Okay. Okay.
But same thing, right?
Hmm.
Like anything that was getting the money is not like 1,000 square foot and 800 downstairs.
No.
These are giant houses.
Yeah, they're big. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. But
So to me, from looking at all our numbers here, what does it tell you? I mean, you're getting more money if it's vacant.
wow, 100%. And and it's not easy to get rid of tenants. Let's be honest. It's not that easy to get rid of them. And I see why people, it's much easier to sell it with them in it. And if the rents are low, then on the other hand, you're going to get beat up on the sale price.
Yeah.
So, what do
And
we
look
do?
at how long they took to sell.
Well, right. Triple days on market, some, high double days. So, you know, I thought about this for a while, in a sense. How would I get rid of approach a tenant today? One, I'd let them know, what, I'm thinking of sell, I'm gonna sell. So I would start the conversation, I'm gonna sell, and again, it's possible to see some owner, it could be bought by an owner where they live upstairs and they rent out the downstairs. Possibly, right? Or they
Yes.
could be two families. That's
Well,
possible.
in all honesty, Mark, I think now most of them are being bought by somebody that's going to live in it. At least one unit. Investors aren't buying.
Unit. Investors aren't buying. No, 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 no. Investors aren't doing that. So you're right. So they'll probably live in one unit, right? Okay. Get rid of someone in the basement or vice versa, right? Um,
So
that's
here's
how
a couple $1,000. My theory is this. Here's a couple $1,000. I'll give you your 60 days. I'll give you a bit of extra money so you can find a new place. Because when it's sold, they're going to be under the gun to find the place.
I agree.
And
I
they're
agree.
going to have to leave. And I only have to give them 1 month's rent. I don't have to give them anything.
Right. I know. So incentivize, give it some good incentives for them to leave in a sense. And I thought, okay, maybe even, hey, for the first year, I'll subsidize your rent because maybe let's just say they're paying $1,500. Well, I can't afford the market rent of 2,000 now. If I really wanted to sell my property and they said, you know what, would you help? Would you give us $500 a month to subsidize? Let's just say a one lump sum of 6K. Yeah, I'd do something like that to help a tenant out. Because a lot of them can't find accommodations paying that. So there's ways to, work this process to everybody's advantage. Then they have a year to save up. It does kind of suck in this market where we're seeing, people, being evicted because we sold the house and we've done multiple videos on that too. Sometimes they don't leave, etc. But I think you really want to make that an easy transition for everybody and keep
Well,
every
yeah, and it's like the people that are calling me, Mark, none of them necessarily want to sell the house,
right,
but they're all in a situation where the mortgage is renewing
right,
and it's gonna be costing the money. And
right.
the client that called me today says, well, I can't pay for them to live. Like they don't make huge amounts of money. They're a
Well,
small investor. This was their retirement.
that's it. That's it.
So she's like, I can't afford to pay every month.
No, a lot of them can. A lot of them can.
So
But
they're not selling just to screw people over.
no, no, they're selling for a reason because our mortgage payment is going to go up $700 or $800 or $1,000 or $1,500. They can't raise the rent to compensate for that, right? And then they're in a position, what would you recommend? Well, I always recommend if you can get rid of the tenants, that would be in your advantage because you're going to get a faster sell through.
Well,
Because
and from my spreadsheet, we saw that.
Well, exactly. We've seen that, right? And we experienced too. So, if and then, the second thing is price it for the today's market, not tomorrow's, not last year's market. It has to be priced for today, so you don't lose valuable time.
Well,
But
and you're gonna lose the money on the sale price if they always push back. Well, why should I give the tenant any money? I don't want to offer the tenant any money. I don't have to give the tenant any money. You're losing the money if you sell it with the minute anyway. And you're
100%,
losing more than you got to give.
100%, 100%,
So you
100%.
might as well give it.
Yep. And then if they do take the incentive package to leave, go in there, clean it up,
Mm-hmm.
paint, be a fresh coat of paint everywhere. Paint all the baseboards, touch up everything, change the odd fixture, dress it up a little. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to spend thousands and thousands, but freshen it up.
Yes.
Because we're got to gear that property for probably someone that's going to own or occupy it. No, because you and I both know investors aren't buying in this high interest rate climate. They're not doing it. There's no cash flow. It makes zero sense. So
No, that's why everybody's getting out of it.
that's it, right. And everyone's getting out of it for that reason. It's not cash flowing properly. And we know what the issues with the LTV. There's the top two reasons why people are getting out of it. You
Yeah.
can't win
No.
right now.
And
So
it's easier for you to try to do it in an amicable way at the beginning than having a fight later where you're paying paralegals, they're mad,
yep,
everything's in turmoil,
yep.
and you could lose the deal on the house anyway.
You could if they decide not to leave. They say we're not leaving, and the buyer goes, "Well, wow, I'm not gonna. I can't. I gotta go. I need a place to live. I'm out of this deal." And I would be putting in if that was, and I represent a buyer, and that I'd be putting some. Hey, if we don't get vacant possession, we're done. We're not
I
closing,
do that.
right? Because we can't
I
hold them.
walked away from one in 2021 or
Yeah, you're telling me
2020,
that.
remember?
Yeah.
The
So
tenants wouldn't leave. I
That's good.
actually paid a paralegal to go there and try to get them a place. Their credit was so bad, their income was so bad, we couldn't even get them a place.
No.
So I walked away because I couldn't take it with them in it.
Mm-mm.
It didn't cash flow. I couldn't.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
And
Right.
it
So-
was between you and I, it needed to be like, it was bad in there. It had to
Right.
be fixed.
Right. 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 Well, that's it. But I'm kind of surprised with only 9 listings. I thought there'd be a little bit more, but years ago, these properties were in big demand. Now no one wants them. Investors aren't buying them. It's like I
Mark, you
said,
have to understand too, though, that a lot of these Toronto agents put them under residential.
yeah, well,
They don't put them where they're supposed to go.
right.
So this is 7 Burton Avenue, 575, 3+2 bed. It's a little wee house. It's
Yes.
right on the corner of Burton and ESSA.
Yeah.
And look at it, it's not even done.
Yeah.
It's half finished.
Half finished, 143 days on market.
575 Cumberland, upper lower. 3+2 on the market 42 days, 575 semi-detached.
What are the rents? Do you know?
No, they can't tell us.
Okay. Keep the long-term tenants, so we know it's low. That's why
Yeah,
we're,
and yes, exactly. Exactly.
yep.
639, 37 Ross Street, on the market 18 days, 2+2, no parking on Ross.
Terrible street. Don't go there. It's the worst. There's so many rooming houses down there with drug addiction people. It's a disaster.
And I think one unit has somebody in it.
Yeah.
Then we got 649. This is one on Davidson, 2+2 semi.
Mhm.
On the market 5 days, this one. This is a newer one there.
Yeah. Coin-operated shared laundry. How much is it again?
649.
Yeah, got parking's decent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 vehicles. That's decent. Yeah.
I don't even know if this one's got tenants in it or not. Like, we're looking at the client view, now we can't tell.
It's up to the pictures and see.
I think the basement had somebody in it and the upstairs didn't. Yes.
Shows okay.
So yes, it's partially.
Yeah.
It doesn't really show okay. It's dated.
Well, but for an investment property, if someone's gonna, I mean, it's clean,
Yes.
like flooring's clean, this is the way you wanna sell it.
Yeah.
I think it shows okay for investment property, folks, that's what you need to
Well,
do.
what I don't like is carpet throughout.
Well, right, like,
It's brand new too by the look of it. And I
know.
mean, between you and I mean, I never put carpet in a rental property.
no, no,
And it's through like all the bedrooms. And I don't do that only because it's too hard to maintain.
that's right. But if,
Yeah.
if
And it's through everything
yeah, I can
except
see
the
that.
kitchen.
Yeah,
The next one is Sophia Street. This is the one that I actually walked away from, but it's 4 bedrooms up, 2 down, but there's someone in the basement.
yeah, no garage, it's a little high.
Well, the upstairs is big, 4 bedrooms
Yeah, I know,
and 2 bathrooms up there.
yeah.
Like, this was the problem. The upstairs is a big unit.
Flip
What
through
do you
it.
get for 4 beds? Like, it's big in here.
Flooring looks rougher than
Well,
hell.
that's why I told you it needed to be redone,
Yeah, needs some
right?
work.
It needed a full renovation in here. Look at it.
Yep. And you know
It's-
what? Like that unit, you put 10 grand in that unit, you paint everything, you take out the old baseboards, put all new flooring, leave the parquet right over, just put it right over.
Look how big it is.
Yeah, it's big. Freshen it up. I'm not a big fan of just, and I see so many investors not doing the necessary, cleaning up, and it costs them all the time. We're not
Yep.
talking 10 grand, we're talking between 40 and 60,000. Sits on the market, 699. I've gone through a couple this year. They sell for 650. And if they only would have put 10K in it, and some of these were vacant that I showed.
Well, it's better if it's vacant. If it's got tenants in, it's harder to do the renovations because they fight you.
Right.
This one is on Eden Street, it's 4+1 bed, 759, and again, we can't tell.
Yeah. Is it a triplex?
No,
Okay.
just a giant, this is another one with a giant upper and then the bottom is smaller.
Okay.
Condo 799, 888, 3+1. Vacant.
Well, let's see the pictures. It says they have
Well, it
300,000.
says $300,000 in rentals done.
Well,
I could build a house for $300,000, so they overpaid.
they did some nice finishes, I'll say that.
Well, it is,
Yeah.
but $300,000 is a lot of money. I've flipped some houses, Mark, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah, no. I don't see 300K in there, but I'll say they've done some nice work in there.
They
Like,
have, it's nice, right?
yeah. Yeah, it's decent.
Are they gonna get 800 though?
Mm, mm. Fully
The
vacant?
bottom's small.
How many bedrooms in the bottom?
One.
Busy street. Mm. I don't know. Tough call, because some of it does
It
show
is nice, but the basement's small.
basement's small. But you know, you'd get $1,800 downstairs probably.
Yeah.
17, maybe more. Because it shows okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay, Tiffin, this is a legal duplex. Like these people,
way
this
up.
dog is gonna get. I'm gonna smack it. These people are on drugs, I think.
Very expensive. That's a very, very busy street, Tiffin. It leads.
Mark, did you look at the price?
Yeah, I've seen 900,000. It's not happening. It's not happening. Four
I mean,
bedroom.
brand new builds are getting that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you? I thought it was both houses. Do you think it's both?
No. 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 I don't. No.
I'm trying to get my plug in here and I can't.
And look at the age too. The age is 100 plus. Like that's such it's an old area. And I've seen some duplexes on that street, but that's a little high.
A little high?
Well, a lot high. Small rooms, boxy, cut up.
Well, because it's an old century home.
Yeah, I know.
And
I
it's
know.
long and skinny because it's a semi, right?
Yeah. And the pictures, again, I'm anal on the pictures, make them better, make them wider so people get a better understanding of the flow. Spend the money.
Yeah. 900. I don't know what they're saying.
No, it's gonna sit.
That's crazy.
Got a price for today's market, not tomorrow's. This has been listed a while. I've driven by this sign, this property for a while.
Yeah, and it's
It's too high.
yeah. Oh,
3
sorry.
and 2 like that. I like the 3 and 2 idea. We're not seeing duplexes sell in that less maybe up on Edge Hill where where they're brand new. That Huronia Road, anybody with kids looking for accommodations, they're not gonna go there. It's very, very busy. So
Well, and the other thing
audience
too,
is there.
well, they're not that big. This isn't that big. Like
I think,
brand new ones with like garden suites are almost selling for this, or giant houses.
correct.
Like,
Valuation.
two big units.
Yeah,
This has got one, the upper is not bad, but the basement, because it's a side split, I can tell you that already. I don't even need to look at the pictures that the basement is not the full house because the garage is in there.
yeah, I know.
Unless they got rid of the garage, which it looks like they might have done.
Basement's not a bad size by the pictures. Obviously, that's it's too pricey.
Yeah.
And again, anybody with kids aren't going there, Diane.
No.
It's too busy.
Well, for rental. Oh, it's fully tenanted too.
Okay, so we're seeing pictures
Well,
that
hold on.
it's vacant, so we don't know how how it's gonna show when we walk in the door,
Yeah.
right? So my experience are usually it's not good.
Yeah, and you have to realize that most of them are the vacant pictures are from when they weren't rented. Like they use the pictures because a lot of the tenants won't let you take pictures of their stuff.
I know. a lot of them won't. Yeah, hey, if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, and smash the follow button for more information on the Barrie real estate markets in Simcoe County. Reach out to myself or Diane, give you some answers.
Yeah, drop us a comment or a question and we'll,
Yeah, I mean, I think today too, these homes are trickier than previous years to sell today. You got to navigate that, and you got to start early, not selling in 30 days. No, thinking of selling. If I had one of these properties now, I'm thinking of selling for the fall market. I have all this time to get things negotiated with the tenant, to be honest, right? Let's work out something. Let's work together, have time to clean it up, do the necessary things.
well,
Then
and like the one in
transaction.
Aurelia, I listed that one 3 years in a row, still never sold.
Yeah.
With the tenant in it, because he didn't want to try to get rid of them. Forget it. It's not gonna sell.
It's tough. It's really tough, right? I mean, I did one, as you know, 2 weeks ago, and we took the tenant because he's an all-star. He keeps a nice home.
Yeah.
The rent's decent, but that doesn't happen all the time, right? And
Well, it's
so,
only one guy. You don't have a whole family with a bunch of kids and animals and
no, simple. Guy lives clean, pretty simple. So, yeah, thanks for doing the prep on that. That was good.
okay, we'll talk to you later.
Want to cover anything else? I think we did a good job of.
Yeah, I think we explained it well.
Yeah, I do too. Okay. See ya.
Perfect.
Bye.
Bye.